Gather round, young pebbles, and hear a tale that could only happen. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between a Rock and a Hard Place. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's jump in it. First off, I'm going to start out with a new segment that's happened in the last few episodes, is thank yous, because people are so awesome. So I have some thank yous here. First off, I want to send a thank you to Kevin, my day shift supervisor at work, because despite what people say, he's all right.
Kevin, you're such a disease.
I've been liking working on days, and yeah, I've been getting some sun, so it's awesome. Also, I want to thank my friend Sarah, who also helps out with Words of the Week sometimes. She did some cross-stitch stuff and made me a Mario and Peach cross-stitch thing. Well, she made this for my wife and made me Mario's, so... Oh, and now that I'm recording here, isn't that a perfect time for Tybalt to start eating? Nibble, nibble, nibble. Let's get him to join. Tybalt's here, everybody. You wanted to be in the video by making noise? Well, you're in it now. Okay, so thanking Sarah, thank you for that. And also I want to thank my buddy Matt Fox for giving me this out of his personal collection. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Been looking for it forever and just can't find it for a great price. And yeah, he helped me out with that because he knew I wanted it a lot. So thank you, Matt.
It's Matt Fox from One Up Games. Keep on rocking them's gameses.
So let's move on with what's news going on. One Up Games closed their Westdale store, but this is good news because they have a new location coming soon, and it is going to be an awesome location because of, like I said, location. It's going to be a lot of foot traffic, a lot better than where they were, and it's a lot bigger. So I'm looking forward to what's coming for Super One Up Games in the next couple months, and you will hear from me as soon as there's some more info that I can share. Now, this week has just been the craziest week. First off, let's start off with Monday. Monday, I woke up to no power or water in my apartment. So I couldn't have a shower, and yeah, I couldn't turn the lights on in the kitchen and make my food and lunch and stuff. I wasn't going to do it by candlelight, but yeah, so it sucked. Apparently there was a downage in the whole area where I lived, because I went to the store, I was going to buy my lunch there, and they didn't have power, so they couldn't sell me lunch, so I was really pissed. So I think I got some stuff from a vending machine at work, but that was a bummer of a day, and you know, when my wife got up, she couldn't have a shower or anything, get ready either. So it was just a real bummer of a day, and they didn't get the stuff turned on till like the afternoon apparently, but oh, what a start to a week. And then on Friday though, things took a turn for good. Friday morning I went to the ATM to get some coffee money, and it turns out that somebody forgot 20 bucks in there. So does that make me an evil person for taking that? I mean, I view it like it's like a community chest card, okay? A human error in your favor, collect $20. So that was good. I got 20 bucks. And then I also had a random lottery ticket in my pocket that I needed to check, and I checked it, and I won 22 bucks on there, so I'm up 42 bucks already. And then Friday night, I go over to my friend's house to play some poker, and I did all right. I love to play me some poker. It's a thinking man's game. I like it. I like working with numbers in my head, and I won some money on that. Won another like 25 bucks, so I'm up 65 bucks for the day. So that was pretty good. Now, roll around to Saturday. This is where stuff gets friggin' nutty. Now, I apologize. I try not to swear so much because, you know, maybe my buddy Duke from Retro Nonsense might be watching with his kids. Maybe there might be kids watching my show. But I will let you know right now, I will probably swear in the next story. So be prepared for that. On Saturday, I went to one of my favorite stores, Cheapy's downtown, Hamilton. And I go there all the time. It's a record store. They got anything you can want, like entertainment-wise. They got movies, DVDs, CDs, vinyl, tape, and they have video games there too, like collectibles, figures, lunch boxes, box sets, like you name it, they got tons of cool stuff, one of my favorite stores. So I'm in there looking at the games. And this guy comes in and he says that he has a PS3 that he'd like to sell because he's in NWA and he wants to buy an NWA hat. So he needs to sell a PS3. Apparently he has a PS3 at home he wants to sell to get a hat. So the girl tells him, okay, if you want to sell something in the store, then we need photo ID. And that's when he gets kind of upset. He says he doesn't have photo ID, but call the cops because they know him because he's an NWA. And so she's pretty much saying, well, you know, we can't sell without photo ID. And this is when he says, verbatim, he says this. This guy's standing right next to me, like a foot, 2 feet away from me. I can smell him. He stinks. And he says, if this is what's going to happen, if you don't buy my PS3, then I'm going to burn the store to the ground. And then you're going to buy my PS3. This fucking lunatic threatens to burn the store down to this girl's face. This nice girl that he was being totally rude to and she was trying to be nice. I'm standing there. There's a friggin' 90-year-old lady standing on the other side of him. Like a 90-year-old lady who's trying to find like Frank Sinatra tapes or something. And this guy just threatened to burn down the fucking store. So I'm in shock. I'm in shock right now, just trying to just reliving it here. And he repeats it again, and he's being like calm as a cucumber. Like it's kind of scary. The manager comes up from downstairs because he was downstairs looking for Frank Sinatra tapes for the 90-year-old lady, and he comes up, and the guy, he says it to him again. If you don't buy my PS3, then I'm going to burn the store down. And the manager's like, why would you say you're going to burn our store down? That's completely unreasonable. And he says, well, I'm going to be calling the police. I'm not going to be dealing with you, and I'm going to be calling the police. So the guy says, go ahead, call the police. I'm in NWA. Now, this is a white guy, so, I mean, he's not in a group called NWA. I mean, I know that movie just came out, so maybe he's some sort of nutty guy that saw this movie and thinks he's off his meds or something, so he thinks he's in NWA. This is straight out of the Compton movie, straight out of Compton. And so this guy, the manager goes to call the cops or whatever, and this guy walks like to the back of the store, and I kind of see him there, and he reaches behind a counter, and he's got his back to me, so like, I mean, he's like this. He grabs something, and then like kind of puts it back on the top of behind the counter there, and then he like nonchalantly like walks out and leaves the store. The guy's on the phone still with the cops. A minute later, the smoke alarm goes off. The fucking crazy guy lit a fire in the back of the store, in the record store. Like where all the records are with all that cardboard and stuff. There's smoke and the fire alarm's going off. And like the guy actually, he threatened to burn the store down and actually fucking try. And then the firefighters come. The guy got the situation under control quick because we caught it early, but it could have been terrible. This is in like over 100-year-old buildings that are all connected downtown. This could have been really bad if it got out of hand. But like, there's more to the story here. So we're all in shock that this guy did this. I ran outside to see if I could see the guy after that whole incident, and I didn't see the guy down the sidewalk or anything. And I ran down the street, couldn't see him. So I come back to the store, and like I had some stuff that I was gonna buy, and like it seemed so unimportant at that point. But I checked out with my stuff. The fire department was there fanning the place out because of the smoke. Actually, I forgot to tell you this. Someone had come into the store just before I left and said that he had lit a fire at the mall. So this guy had lit 2 fires today. Who knows if he's on drugs or off his drugs? Does he need drugs, or is it too many drugs or not enough drugs? I don't know what it is. And I'm like, you know what? This nut job, if he wants to sell a PS3, he's probably walking down the main strip of the town here, hitting up all these pawn shops and video game stores. So I decide, you know what? I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna keep walking until I see this guy. And so I walked, and I found this guy, and he was walking into other stores, I guess trying to try the same thing. and I called 911 and I did like a play-by-play. It was so ninja. I did play-by-play with the operator, saying, okay, this guy is walking eastbound on the north side of the street. Okay, he just entered this store. He entered another video game store downtown there, and yeah, I was on the phone with the cops, and then the cops eventually came after a few minutes of me like tracking this guy and trailing him downtown, and the cops all came in and then arrested him. And so I was there as well when they were arresting him. I didn't care if he friggin' saw me, but this guy, he lit 2 fires, so like at that point I was like, I gotta find the guy, so I did. Called the cops, they came, arrested him, and I made an official statement. I had to sit there with the cop and write out everything that had happened. So I mean, like, it's fucking wow. That is what I deal with in my city. It's like, it is like the capital in my province of mental illness, and like I see it every day. That's just crazy. I was not expecting that today. And like the whole time this guy was threatening to burn down the store, and this poor 90-year-old lady, she's asking the manager for Dean Martin tapes. And it's like, we're sort of dealing with this threat, please. But I mean, wow. I had to share that with you guys. So I'm probably going to have to go to court or something and be a witness at some point, I'm sure, because they took my name, number, address, and all that information off me. But I mean, like, this guy was dangerous and needed to be taken off the streets, so I kind of feel like Batman right now, that you know, this town does need an enema, and I cleaned up the streets there by getting this guy off the street. Who knows what he could have done if he lit a fire and somebody didn't notice it, if there wasn't proper smoke alarms or anything. It could have been really bad. Somebody could have got hurt. So wow. Okay, so I didn't swear as much as I thought I would. Let's move on with the episode. That was crazy, but I have to share that in video form. So let's do a word of the week. I'm gonna do word of the week right now. The word of the week this week is heliolatry.
Heliolatry. Heliolatry.
Heliolatry is the worship of the sun. So because I've been working days, I've been able to take in that sun. I'm somewhat of a worshiper of the sun. So that goes in the theme that has been the last few weeks, I think, last couple weeks, that have been related to daytime stuff. So yeah, heliolatry, if you didn't know. So let's move on to what I'm playing, and still I'm trying to trudge along in the Cartridge Club Game of the Month, Super Mario Sunshine, and this game I'm just having a hard time with. I keep all the platforming levels, I keep falling, and one of the water levels, you keep falling from the platforms up above into the water, and it's just, oh, it's such a pain in the ass. So I don't think I'm going to get 120 shines in this one, but yeah, it's certainly not as good as Mario 64 or Mario Galaxy. I love Mario Galaxy, and this one is not that good. So, but you know what you can do? You can still play this and go to the forums at cartridgebros.ca and talk to the other clubbers about the game, whether you like it or not. So I'm going to go on over there and I'll gripe later. So also, I just busted into, this week, Resident Evil Revelations. This was a gift from my Cartridge Club friend, Lo Burton. You're making it into another episode, congratulations. But I just started playing it this week, and it is awesome. Great atmosphere, very dark, good use of shadows, and the controls are just like Resident Evil 4 controlled really well, and it controls like that. And it doesn't feel so action-y as 5 and 6 did, so it's kind of taking it back a step to what Resident Evil truly was, a horror game. There's some good scary moments in there.
There's blood coming from the ducts.
And then also I've been messing around with some of my favorite games. I've been playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and doing some runs on professional mode, and yeah, that's always fun to do that. I like trying to push myself, and I'm trying to do a one life run, but that's, you know, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and that's hard, so we'll see how that goes. So I mean, I'll do this new segment I want to do. My pickup videos have been sporadic, to say the least, and what I really want to do is, on my pickup videos, I want to focus on Nintendo games, because I've collected harder for the Nintendo than anything else, so that's what I'm going to do in my pickup videos and not everything else. So I'm going to throw other system pickups in these videos. So I got some PS2 games, like I said, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I got The Punisher. This is going to be hot since The Punisher is going to be in Daredevil Season 2. Finally found a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus, and this one is awesome because it has, you can unlock the original TMNT arcade game. Then I got a couple of GameCube games, which I add sporadically to the collection. Time Splitters 2, which some people hail as the best FPS on the system and one of their favorites in general. And also, I grabbed a copy of Luigi's Mansion for really cheap, like 15 bucks, when it goes for over 50 bucks on eBay and crap like that, and I see it in stores for 50 bucks. So I found it in the store, and the only bummer is it only has the front page of the manual there. But Luigi's Mansion, grabbed that a few weeks ago, and it's just been sitting here. So yeah, that's some pickups. So when I haven't been playing games, this is what I've been watching. My YouTube shout out of the week. The YouTube shout out of the week this week is Jason Hooft, aka JKB from 3 Kilobytes. He does great retro and current gen video game reviews, and he has a hilarious sense of humor. Spent a little bit of time with him hanging out at Con Bravo, and really fun guy. We have some mutual friends as well, and he actually recently answered one of my questions that he did in a review for Rock and Roll Racing. He answered one of my questions on there, so thank you for that, JKB. And, you know, actually, anybody who hasn't checked him out, recently he has a poltergeist in his apartment, and he has some audio stuff of, you know, poltergeist knocking stuff around his apartment. So each episode that he comes out with, a review, is like, it's good to know he's alive. So tune in when he uploads videos just to see he's alive. I don't want to see him get murdered by a ghost or worse. So check out JKB, dude, you rock. Well, this is just an action-packed episode of Between a Rock and a Hard Place. I better end it now because this is way over 10 minutes, and you know how some people feel about 10 minutes.
Oops, I forgot to leave off with a question for you guys. Here's a question. Have you ever been the lucky recipient of found money? Or have you ever witnessed something totally insane? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you.
So, you know who I am, and you know what to do. Let my buddy here play me out.
This is SEEJAYARE. Keep rocking them games.
Thanks for tuning in Between a Rock and a Hard Place, my young pebbles. If you missed last week's video, click the video at the top left to go check that out. And also, don't forget to check out my YouTube shout-out of the week, JKB. Tune in regularly to make sure he doesn't get murdered by a poltergeist. And as always, thanks to Sean the NESROMANCER for providing the rockin' tunage in this episode. If there was ever a need for a new mascot for Shreddies, I would definitely nominate Sean.
Run for your life! I'll cover you!